I do.
Are you a cold-blooded killer? Or did something else happen in the house?
I never.
What else happened in the house then?
I never saw.
No, we're past that, Levente.
Are
All
we?
right, we are.
How are we past that?
We're way past that. You're telling me that.
I know what it sounds like.
You're telling me that you drove
for
64 hours
for 15 grams of weed.
For $100 worth of weed.
I know what it sounds like. I know it does.
This is Levente Lazar, 26 years old. He drove 3,500 kilometers across the country to kill his mother, and then drove back and told nobody where he had been. On October 25th, 2018, police in Grover Beach, California, responded to a welfare check at the home of Athena Valentini, a 64-year-old prison nurse who hadn't shown up for work. Inside, they found her dead, 10 stab wounds to the neck. Her phone was missing, her dog was gone, and her son was in Indiana, or so he claimed. Levente had a story ready. He was a day trader. He worked for Disney. He was financially stable. He hadn't been to California since January. He hadn't seen his mother in months. He had no idea what happened to her. None of it was true. What detectives found when they started pulling threads was a man living a double life, drowning in debt while telling everyone around him he was thriving, a mother who had just written a will leaving him everything, and a burner phone purchased at a Best Buy 3 days before her body was found.
No, I left long before then.
Well, your cell phones didn't.
Cameras caught his license plate across 4 states. His phones pinged cell towers the entire route. And the surveillance camera outside his mother's building captured everything.
Is that not your Jeep driving in front of your mom's house? That's on the 24th of October.
I can't. I mean, I saw the Jeep.
Okay, that's your Jeep, correct?
I don't know.
But here is the detail that destroyed him completely. On the morning of October 25th, before Athena's body had been discovered by anyone, Levente stopped at a McDonald's in Winslow, Arizona, and connected to their Wi-Fi, and searched Google for Levente Lazar, murder Grover Beach, and murder on 9th Street, Grover Beach. He was searching for news about a murder that hadn't been reported yet, because he was the only person who knew it had happened. Watch as Levente sits across from the detective, calm, calling him Casey by his first name, convinced he is the smartest person in the room. Watch him wish the detective a good day when told his mother is dead. Watch him have a perfectly rehearsed explanation for everything, until detectives show him what they actually know. At the end of this video, you will see the sentence Levente Lazar received. This is his interrogation.
So, I wanted to first again extend my condolences.
Thank you.
I know this is a very difficult
Yes.
thing to deal with, and I just wanted to let you know that we all wanted to extend our condolences and work very hard on this case.
Thank you.
It's very difficult losing a parent. I've lost one as well, and so.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I actually lost 2 parents now because
Yeah.
my father passed away from a heart attack. So my biological father.
Right, you said that was before you guys came over.
Yeah. So I was born in 1992, and my parents married 2 months after I was born, and he passed away in 1995 from a sudden heart attack in the middle of the night.
Oh wow.
My mom just woke up and found him passed away. And then in 1997, we immigrated here because the Hungarian laws when it comes to like adoption and stuff is if the father passes away, then the child goes to the father's parents, so my grandparents.
Mm.
And my mom was scared of losing me, so we fled the country.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and we came.
Wow.
We went to Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And then we kind of built a life from there. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I did want to give you more information now.
Okay.
About what we found out in California.
Okay.
And I got a copy of your mom's trust stuff, so I hope I give you that today.
Okay.
And you can look through it. Just real quick, so in order to share this stuff with you and talk to you about it, I had to give you an advisement because we're in a police department. So you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you in court. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
Okay, and you have the right to present an attorney before and during any question if you wish. You can afford one. One can be appointed for you free of charge. Okay.
I understand.
Sorry, that's just a formal advisement.
I understand.
First, what I kind of wanted to do, we've talked a few times on the phone, and I want to make sure I got a little background on your mom correctly.
Okay. She's from Romania.
Okay.
She was born in a small town called Buza. It's spelled Busza.
SZA.
In Romania.
Is that where you were born to?
No, I was born in Budapest.
In Budapest. Yes. And you said you went to Berkeley,
and then... Yeah, so I went to Berkeley my first 2 years, and then I went to Davis for my last 2 years.
Okay.
So I transferred. And then afterwards, I graduated 2014, and then I moved out here in August of 2015.
Okay. When you came out here, did you come specifically to go to the university?
Exactly. I was admitted here for my master's in history.
Okay. What's your undergrad in?
History and linguistics.
Oh, okay.
And
well,
I'm doing different things now.
How much in student debt?
About $250,000.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, if I went through the whole PhD route.
Well, it's got to be probably that for just what you've done already, right?
No, right now I'm only about $15,000 in debt because at the time when I was here at IU, I used to teach at the women's prison up in northern Indiana. In Indiana, they have systems where they allow inmates to get their bachelor's or master's or even high school diploma. And I offered small classes up in northern Indiana. I was able to apply to different grants and scholarships because of my background. So as an immigrant, as a single mom, that sort of thing. So
right. So you got a lot of financial aid.
Right. I kind of take advantage of the system. You know, all of the tools are provided to you, but you kind of have to go out and hunt and search for it.
Yeah.
So that's exactly what I've been doing, and it kind of pays off.
So your girlfriend's going to school still, right?
Correct. Okay. She's right now she's a third-year medical student. So she has one more year, and she's going to finish that year up in Indianapolis. So we've actually been looking to rent a house up in Indy.
Oh, okay.
And we're going to be moving April of next year.
And you said you last went to California to see your mom in January?
Of this year. I think January 6th, that's what Hannah said.
Okay.
2018. So that was the last time I saw her in person. Because right now, I'm starting to learn how to become a retail investor, or just a trader, so trading stock options and futures. I realized that it's best to be employed because if I don't, I'm going to pay more taxes. And I just want to make it clear, you're welcome to access my phone or to come to my house or anything like that. You don't need a warrant. I can invite you in. Okay. I didn't make that clear on the phone, or if I did, I forgot. But I just want to kind of help in any way I can.
I appreciate that. And that's what I'm looking for, is a little bit of help here.
Levente then explains an annuity he received from the estate of his mother's deceased boyfriend.
I think the case was settled in 2009. There was kind of a stipend laid out for me. So between 2010 and 2013, I would receive about $15,000 a year. Okay. So I didn't have to work when I was in college, basically. I was very lucky. Mm-hmm. Then in 2017, I received $90,000. And I paid off most of my student debt there. I put most of it in my savings, opened up an IRA account, started trading, kind of looking long term. And then I have one final payment of $200,000, not exactly $200,000, it's $200,000 and change, in 2022 when I'm 30. Not when I'm 30, but July 5th, 2022, so after my birthday. Uh-huh. I think very much into the future. I have a 3, 5, 7, and 10-year plan. And it's not really something that I execute, like bullet point down, but it's just a general idea. Mm-hmm. It's like a direction.
So another thing, so you told me you and your mom have identical cars?
Correct.
Okay.
The vehicle's just around here.
Oh, your vehicle?
My vehicle,
okay.
Yes.
So it's a white Jeep Patriot?
Correct.
Okay.
2013, I think.
Your mom's dog, that initially was your dog, right?
Initially, yes.
Athena?
So, sophomore year of high school. Uh-huh. It's 2007. I mentioned that I never had a dog. And all my friends, to my mom, and all my friends had dogs and cats and stuff like that, but we've never had an animal. Mm-hmm. So I mentioned it, and she went to a pound in Agora Hills, and she just found a little beagle, and she brought it home. And then she was my dog until about 2010 when I moved out. So I never took Athena. She came to Berkeley with me for maybe like a week, but she's never lived with me long term.
Once you went to school?
Yeah, and then my mom took care of her since 2010. For the most part, my mom walked the dog without a leash because she listened.
The dog will listen to her? Yeah. And you too, I would assume?
Yeah, of course. She kind of listens to people that she knows. Met, like at least a couple of times.
Okay. To give you a little more information, your mom, I believe she was attacked and killed on the 24th of October.
What day is that?
That was
Wednesday.
Thursday. So let me look at the calendar.
Because I don't know the dates.
Yeah, sure.
Sorry.
Sure. So, yeah, so it was Wednesday.
Okay.
Okay. And so you talked to her on Monday, right?
Yes.
And then you went to Indianapolis on Tuesday. It was the 23rd.
Correct.
Okay, so then Wednesday is when I believe she was killed.
Okay, and she texted me.
And she texted you on Thursday, on the 25th.
Yes.
At 9 p.m. Okay. And then you've been in Bloomington since then?
Yeah, or just like the nearby area. So one Monday, the day I spoke to her, I've been in like 100-mile range.
Of your house?
Yeah, of Bloomington.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Okay, well that's kind of what I need a little bit of help with, is because, and you've had your phone with you that whole time?
Yeah.
Okay. I was able to get records for all your recent people that have called your mom.
Okay.
And so your number was one of them on the 22nd.
Yeah.
So they came back with those records when I asked from AT&T.
Okay.
And so they show your phone going to Springfield, Missouri on the 23rd, I believe. 22nd, 23rd. Can you help me explain that?
Not Missouri. I went to Mount Vernon in Missouri. But that was, I'm sorry, in Illinois.
I thought that was Illinois, yeah.
Yeah, but that's as far as I went. I didn't go to Missouri that day.
Huh.
Or that week.
Really?
Missouri was the earliest time I was in Missouri was in June.
Okay.
Of this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's the only phone you have?
That's the only phone I had. I had this since January of last year.
Huh.
Now
it's just strange. I mean, so basically when our phones travel, they talk to cell phone towers.
Correct.
Right. So you're a smart guy. You probably know better than me. Every time they connect to a tower, it shows the tower's location.
Yeah.
Your phone has to be within close proximity of those towers.
Right.
So the fact that your phone shows going, from your house basically to the Springfield, Missouri.
I understand. I understand.
On the 22nd, 23rd.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was not in Missouri this month. Last month, June was the last month I was in Missouri.
Huh.
Watch what he does in this moment. The detective just explained exactly how cell tower tracking works. Calmly, technically, giving Levente every opportunity to understand what is coming. And Levente responds by correcting the timeline. Not, I was never in Missouri, but I was there in June, not this month. He is already adjusting his story in real time, filing down the edges, trying to find the version of the truth that fits around the evidence without admitting anything. This is not a panicked man scrambling. This is someone who has been running calculations since before he walked into this room, and he is still running them now.
Late June.
And the other curious thing is, so on the 25th, your phone is showing up in Texas, and it tracks all the way back to your house from Texas.
I was not in Texas. Last time I was in Texas was when I moved out here.
Oh.
That was 2015 because I drove here.
Okay.
Yeah.
When I looked at your phone records, what I did was I looked at the other callers that called your mom, okay? And I found another Cincinnati, Ohio number that looks like it was traveling with your phone to your mom's house. And
I don't have another phone either.
Yeah, well, so when I looked at that and I put the two records together,
I understand.
I have a map from your house to your
Texas.
mom's house.
Oh, to my mom's house?
Correct.
Okay.
With those two phones, it maps directly from your house on the 22nd to your mom's house on the 24th.
I can promise you, I was not.
Okay.
I was not in California
listen
except
to me.
January.
Listen to me for a sec here. So,
sure.
when I looked at that,
Yes.
I checked. There's other systems that we can check that they have what's called a license plate reader.
Okay.
Okay. And when a license plate gets scanned on that as you're driving down the road, it takes a picture of your car. Okay. And the picture it took in Texas and in Arizona and in California is a picture of your car.
I was not in California this year. All right, except in January.
The detective just told him, "We have pictures of your car in Texas, Arizona, and California." License plate readers captured him across 4 states. And Levente's response is to grant one thing, January, while denying everything else. This is a classic negotiating tactic. Concede what you cannot fight and hold everything else. He knows the January trip is already confirmed because he told people about it. So he gives it up immediately. But October, the month his mother was killed, he holds the line. Because he knows that if he concedes October, everything falls apart. And so he sits there and tells a detective who has photos of his car in 4 states that he was not in California this year, except in January.
Okay, listen to me, Levente.
I'm listening.
Okay. All those records clearly show it was your Jeep. Okay. There's video surveillance cameras on your mom's apartment. Did you know that?
I did not.
The video surveillance cameras show you going into your mom's apartment when she was murdered. Okay. So what I'm here to do today to talk to you is about, I already know that you're the one that went there. Okay. I need you to help me understand why you did this to your mom.
I didn't do anything to my mom.
Levente, it's clear to me. There's clear as day, unfortunately. We went and bought that phone at Best Buy. You're on video there buying that phone, the Cricket wireless phone that you used during this trip. I have you on video there. I have your video on your mom's house. I have video afterwards with Athena leaving. Okay?
Casey,
You have to accept that. We're past that part. Okay? I know it's tough. This is something that's me hard to talk about, but...
No, there's nothing hard to talk about. It's the fact that I didn't...
Explain to me why you killed your mom.
I didn't...
Did something happen there? You know what I've looked into? Listen to me for a minute. You know what I've looked into? It sounds to me like your mom was kind of a taskmaster. And she, I know she was upset a little bit about, your choices for school, and that she would kind of push on you a little bit.
No, but she didn't even want me to go into academia. She wanted me to be a nurse, an RN.
Well, listen. I can understand growing up how you had a tough childhood, okay? And I know, you guys moved here, you lost your father.
Casey,
she has many different men.
Since I was 18, since 2010, I have been independent. I have never relied on her financially, emotionally. I mean, we've shared bonds, but that was it. Like, she never controlled when I went to Davis, when I switched majors. She wanted me to be a doctor. I wanted to be a historian at the time.
Well, there had to be something to where...
No.
Well, listen to me. It's clear, Levente. Let me show you a couple things here. Okay, just so you know. Okay, here's her trust, right?
Okay.
And this goes in to explain that you are her sole heir, so you do get all her property.
But I didn't even know about this. I mean, I knew she wrote one up, or she talked to attorneys,
Sure.
But I didn't know about this.
Okay. Let me show you a few things here. Okay. So we can get past that part, because it's more about why. Okay.
It's not about what.
Okay. Okay.
I don't understand what you're saying.
This is your house right here where this is.
Yes.
This is your mom's house.
Yes.
Okay. You understand that the pictures caught you along the route. That's your Jeep, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So what you're telling me about being in Indiana and never leaving and not seeing your mom in January of this year
No, I saw her in
is
January.
clearly, well, you were at her house on the 24th of
I
October.
was not in her house. Of October of this year, I was not.
Levente, do you see what I'm showing you? You want to see more? Your pictures of your Jeep was taken all along your route with you in it. Okay? The video at your mom's house show you driving by at 3:30 that afternoon, okay, in your Jeep. Okay? understand what all this says is that you were. So for you to sit here and tell me that makes zero sense, and it doesn't look, good for you. Okay? What I'm trying to understand is, did something happen when you were there that caused a struggle with your mom?
No.
Were you just mad at her? Do you need money?
No. I don't need money.
So what happened? Tell me what happened. That's the only way we're going to understand this a little bit better. Because you seem like a very intelligent, smart, and a nice person. And something had to have happened that day.
Nothing.
We all make mistakes.
No! Okay? I understand everybody makes mistakes, but no, First of all, as you pointed out, I had a rough childhood. Yeah. But you know what? I've always had my mom. She was the number one person, with the exception of the dog, that I could go to. Mm-hmm. There's no reason for me to hurt her. I never hurt her. I never did. If anything, I went out of my way to help her all the time. There's no...
Can you explain this?
I cannot. I absolutely cannot. But I did not do anything to her. I really didn't.
Do you understand that there was video surveillance all over that complex?
Okay, there was. But
I watch you go in and out of the house. I watch you. Your mom actually had a video surveillance in her house because she was worried about the transients.
Okay.
Okay. I watched you do it. Okay.
What do you mean you watched me do it? I didn't do anything. Casey.
Help me explain why.
Why? Why what?
What happened that day? What happened in your life around that time where you decided,
nothing,
I have to do this?
Nothing.
Was it a spur of the moment? So your mom, you called her that day several times, and she actually told her friends about it and left voicemails about talking to you.
Yeah.
On the 24th.
Yeah, I spoke to her.
You told me earlier that you didn't. You said on the 22nd. You called her from the phone that you bought at Best Buy.
I didn't. I only have one phone. I only have one phone, Casey.
Did you not buy a phone at Best Buy?
No. I did not.
Do you want me to show you the video of it?
I didn't.
Do you want me to show you the video of it?
Sure.
Okay. Do you not believe I have this? Or?
Casey, look, I understand you're looking for motive, but there is absolutely no reason for me to hurt my mom. Okay? This December, I was talking to her about meeting Hannah's parents.
Okay.
I asked my mom for her engagement ring so I can use it as a promise ring for Hannah.
Mm-hmm.
There was nothing.
Did you find the ring there?
I don't have a ring. I absolutely do not have a ring. I'm not going to hurt my mom for a little gold ring.
I know, there was more to it.
Okay.
Okay.
That was it.
Why did this happen? Why did you hurt your mom? Did you understand how this technology works?
I understand.
Do you understand that?
It communicates. There are cell towers, like, let's say every 25 miles away, and every time you move from one zone to another zone, it kind of follows the cell tower, or nearby cell tower. I understand that.
Okay.
But, like, for example, I don't know why it said Texas. I haven't been to Texas since I first moved out here, which was 2015, because I drove through it. Mm-hmm. That's it.
You didn't buy a phone at Best Buy.
I'm saying I didn't hurt my mom. I didn't buy a cell phone
at Best Buy. You did not.
I didn't go to California this year except in January to see, and I flew there. I didn't even drive.
Do you realize that these text messages you show me from your mom were after she was dead?
Mm-hmm.
They were sent after she was dead. You sent those texts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From my phone.
Right. You sent those texts from your mom's phone to you because she was already dead. She couldn't.
What? No. Look. Hold on. I'm sorry. No. I didn't send those text messages.
Okay.
I don't know. Look, I finished the test. First of all, why don't you... Is there a way to see... You're accusing me of hurting my own mom.
Well, do you understand why?
Because of a map, of a phone and another phone traveling.
Videos of you at her house, walking into the house, walking out with the dog. Okay, I know this. Where's Athena?
I don't have Athena.
Where is she?
I don't know because I haven't.
Did you leave her there? Is she still alive?
I don't have the dog. I don't know if she's alive. I haven't seen the dog or my mom since January. Casey, I didn't.
Okay.
Look, I've been open with you with everything.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. But unfortunately, you know, I have things that show different. So because I like you, I want to spend this time with you, but I'd like to understand why. It's clear, Levente, that
look.
Something happened that day with you and your mom.
Look, okay, let's lay it down. It's not financial. I don't need money. I didn't even know that she left this to me because she said she was going to leave it for Judith, for Yudi.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the dog. I don't want the dog.
Okay.
What is there?
What is it?
There isn't anything. I'm trying to lay it down for you so you could see that there is literally nothing. I had a good relationship with my mom. Look at the text messages. If you could contact AT&T, why don't you read the conversations I've had with her? Why don't you see the long phone calls I've had with her? Why don't you talk to Joseph or Terry or anybody about my relationship with my mom?
Okay. You understand that your mom herself, in her own words, had said you called her right when you called her from the phone you got at Best Buy. She told her friend on the 24th, that afternoon.
I don't know, maybe you understand, but my father passed away when I was 5.
Mm-hmm.
My mom and I had a very close relationship. Everything she did for me. For you to even say such a thing, it's kind of ridiculous. I didn't know about this, and even if I did, it doesn't make a difference, because you're welcome to look at my financial records.
Okay, well, what's your financial situation right now?
It's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's more than fine. May I ask, though, have you been only focusing on me? Have you looked at other leads? Yeah. Have you?
Yes.
Everyone I spoke to, Terry and Joseph, they've been telling me the same thing, that it sounds like you guys don't know what is happening.
Really?
And if you're really wasting your time with me...
No, I wouldn't do that.
No, not wasting my time, but wasting your time with me.
No, I wouldn't do that either. Can you explain to me then the pictures of your Jeeps that are in Arizona and Texas? Because it's very clear your Jeep has this Jeep sticker here.
Yes, it does.
And what's this sticker?
When I lived in an apartment in Davis.
Okay. That's your license plate.
It's
right?
clear. It's not...
It's clear. Okay.
I can see it.
Can you explain that too?
No. No, I cannot.
Why?
I cannot. Because I have no answer.
Okay.
And
That's your Jeep?
Sure.
Okay. That's in Texas.
Okay.
Okay. That's where your phone is hitting a tower.
Okay.
That's where the phone you bought at Best Buy is hitting a tower. Okay. Right there.
Okay.
Where you picture your Jeep.
Yes.
You in it. Okay.
Okay, I understand.
Okay. Help me explain that.
I can't because I don't know, PC.
Okay. So this is on the 23rd when you're driving out to California.
Okay.
Okay. This is on the 25th when you're driving back to Indiana.
Okay.
Okay.
I understand.
Like everywhere you went,
Yeah.
you got captured on video.
Okay.
Okay. You understand that? You got captured everywhere you went.
And you have
there's video surveillance of you at the house. I'll probably show you that too. Okay.
Yes.
The Best Buy is really not that important. I know you had that phone and you called your mom from it because her own records show it, your records show it, and she tells her friend about talking to you right after that phone call from that phone. Okay.
Okay.
You're on video at her house, Levente. Do you understand that? Do you understand that? What you're saying flies in the face of reason.
No, I understand what you're saying. What I don't understand is reason.
Okay.
Proof, I guess.
Okay. Is that not your Jeep driving in front of your mom's house? That's on the 24th of October.
I can't. I mean, I saw the Jeep.
Okay, that's your Jeep, correct?
I don't know.
He saw the Jeep. Not, that's not my car. Not, that could be anyone. I saw the Jeep. For the first time in this entire interrogation, Levente Lazar does not have an immediate answer. Because the detective just showed him video of his own vehicle driving past his mother's house on the day she was killed. And the sticker is visible. The plate is visible. Everything is visible. And Levente, who has spent the last hour with a smooth, polished answer for every single question, sits there and says, "I saw the Jeep." 3 words. No explanation, no story, just 3 words. And in those 3 words, you can see the moment the performance starts to crack.
What do you mean you don't know?
I don't know. I just saw a
let's watch it
white
again. Here you go. Okay. What's that in that corner?
sticker.
Right? Okay. That's your sticker, the exact place you have it on your Jeep, correct?
Okay.
What's that sticker? Exact sticker you have on your Jeep, is that correct?
I didn't see the second sticker, but
Okay.
okay.
So this is front of your mom's house.
Okay.
On 1024, look. At 1527, which means 327.
I didn't see my mom. The next day, I didn't see.
Explain that to me then.
I don't know.
That's your Jeep.
How do you know that's my Jeep, though? Can you show me proof of me?
Yeah. Is that what you need in order to tell me what happened?
Sure, but I didn't do anything.
Levente,
Yes.
I've been very nice to you.
I know
and I've
you
bent
have.
over backwards to help explain all this. You realize there's you and Athena walking away. Okay? Right there. I have you on video going all the way up the street to where you parked. Do you realize that?
That's not me. That's not me. How can that be me?
Levente, because it was you. Okay?
You showed one person walking by with a dog.
I have lots of video. They're hard to get to on this, but do you not
Okay.
understand? Okay, so listen, if you were me, okay, and I know that your phone starts at your house here in Indiana,
And that there's a cricket phone.
and you bought I have video watching you. I looked at you yesterday, watched all the video of you going in and buying this phone. Okay, on the 22nd, you walk out and you get in your Jeep in the parking lot. You sit in your Jeep for about 20 minutes. You activate the phone. It all shows clear as day and matches exactly with the records that I have for that phone and your phone. Your phone and that phone are together at all these towers until you shut it off on the way there.
Yes.
In Springfield or around Springfield, Missouri. You made mistakes. You called your own phone to check your voicemail on your way back from this phone you bought at Best Buy. Okay? That phone travels with your phone in your Jeep. There's pictures taking you along the whole way right to your mom's house. Yes. There's video surveillance of you in multiple places right at your mom's house. Okay? So tell me that you're telling me that you're here, but that's complete contradiction to everything that I know. So help me understand why this happened. I already know that you hurt your mom that day. Was there an argument?
No, because I did not hurt my mom. I did not see my mom.
Did you buy the phone at Best Buy?
The cricket?
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
Okay, why did you buy that phone?
Personal reasons.
Like what?
Personal reasons.
Can you explain that to me?
No, because it has nothing to do with this. It has nothing to do with my mom or...
Well, you called your mom from it.
I did.
Quite a bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
I spoke to her for like an hour.
Yeah. What did you guys talk about?
Many different things. The promise ring, my mom's job, the doctor's visit, talked about Joseph. That was it.
Why did you have to buy that phone for those conversations?
Personal reasons. I also made other calls.
Okay, to who on that phone?
To other people that are not at all related to this.
Okay.
And
what about Hannah?
I've called Hannah on that.
Okay.
Yeah, I've called Joseph on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did Hannah go with you to California?
No.
Did Joseph go with you to your mom's?
No.
Okay. Did anyone else go with you to your mom's?
No, because I didn't go to my mom's.
Okay. Where's that phone now?
I threw it away.
Where did you throw it away?
In my trash.
Where?
Where I live.
Where you live?
Yes.
Okay. And what day did you throw that phone away?
Last week.
And what kind of phone was it?
Flip phone.
Flip phone?
Yeah.
Okay. And how did you buy that?
At Best Buy.
What'd you pay with?
Cash.
Okay. You remember how much you spent roughly?
$25, 30.
Okay. What's Hannah going to tell me when I talk to her about where you were?
And I was not there.
What's she going to say? What'd you tell Hannah?
I was in California. But I didn't go see my mom. I didn't see her. I drove by her place.
What'd you tell
I
her?
went to Los Angeles. I went to Los Angeles too, and I could prove it to you. I could show it to you.
Okay.
To buy marijuana, right?
Okay.
And I bought medicinal marijuana. I went to it's on Venice Street in Los Angeles. That's why I went to California.
Okay.
And
How do you show that to me?
How?
Yeah.
I have the weed in my house.
Okay. And how much weed did you buy?
About $120 worth. Something like
$120
that.
worth of weed?
It's 15 grams.
Okay.
That's it.
So that's why you came to California?
I know it sounds ridiculous, but I don't know anyone here except Hannah. Hannah is not going to go ask people. I'm not going to go ask other people either. She's in medical school.
Okay. What did you tell Hannah?
That I was going to Chicago.
And why did you tell her that?
Because she doesn't like it. She doesn't like, because she's in medical school, she's worried about, like, first of all, this is Indiana. They don't have any, if I got caught smoking weed here, she would get in trouble. Because of that, I kind of kept it a secret from her.
Okay. So what day did you leave to go to California?
Tuesday.
Tuesday, which was what? What's the date on Tuesday?
23rd.
Okay. And about what time did you leave?
8 a.m.
8 a.m.?
Yeah.
Okay. And how did you get
Or,
to California?
no, I'm sorry, 6 a.m. 6 a.m.
6 a.m.?
And I drove.
You drove?
Yes.
In what?
My car.
Your Jeep?
Yes.
Okay, the same one I have the pictures of?
Yes.
Okay. How long did it take you, number one, to get to California?
Thursday, I think, was when I got there. Thursday, because I went to LA and that's when I bought marijuana.
How many hours driving is that?
30, 40?
30 or 40
I
hours?
really don't know.
Did you stop and stay in a hotel anywhere?
No, I just drove all the way through.
You just drove all the way through?
Yes.
And you got to California on Thursday?
Thursday.
About what time?
Afternoon. It was about 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock when I went to Los Angeles.
Okay. So did you stay anywhere?
No, I drove the entire time.
You just drove straight from your house to LA to your mom's
I
house.
stopped and
then straight back to Indiana.
I stopped and slept
Where did you stop and sleep?
in the driver's seat of the car.
Okay. Well, where did you actually stop?
Going to California, first place I stopped was Albuquerque.
Albuquerque, New Mexico?
Yeah.
Okay. And you remember where you stopped?
No, it was like a rest stop. So it was not in Albuquerque, it was nearby, off the highway, rest stop.
Okay.
How long? 3 hours? 4 hours?
Okay.
Yeah.
Was that the only time you stopped?
For that trip.
For that entire trip?
Then went to California, and then I went to an In-N-Out, and then I slept in the car there after eating, and then I went up to my mom's. I was going to surprise her. She wasn't there, and then I drove back.
Okay. When you say she wasn't there?
She wasn't there. I called her on my Cricket phone.
Uh-huh.
I drove by. Her car wasn't there. I called her on my phone, the other phone. She didn't pick up. I guess she was at work. And I had to get back.
When you got back from this trip to your mom's,
Okay, yes.
what date and time did you get back to Bloomington?
Friday.
Friday?
Friday.
Which was the 26th?
I think so.
Okay. And about what time?
Evening.
Evening?
Yeah, about 4 p.m.
What did you tell Hannah when you got back?
Nothing, I just told her that Chicago was fine. It's windy, it was cold, it was fun. That was it.
As far as she's going to tell me that...
He told his girlfriend he went to Chicago. He told her it was windy, it was cold, it was fun. He came up with weather. He came up with atmosphere. He made up an entire city and described it to the woman he was planning to propose to. The same week, he drove across the country and stabbed his mother 10 times in the neck. And then he came home and talked about Chicago. This detail, more than almost anything else in this interrogation, shows you who Levente Lazar actually is. Not the intellectual, not the day trader, not the devoted son who wanted to surprise his mother. A man who can describe fake weather in a city he never visited, the same day he killed the only family he had.
That's what happened?
Yeah.
Okay. Where did you stop along your route going out there as far as to eat and stuff? Did you stop to eat?
No, because I packed sandwiches and I bought a bottle of, not a bottle, but a 12-pack of water.
When did you buy that stuff?
Sunday, Monday.
In preparation for the trip?
Yeah.
What did you buy again?
Just like lunch meats, water, there's these small energy drinks that I got. That was it.
Okay. And what else did you take with you in the Jeep up to California?
Clothes.
Clothes? What kind of clothes?
T-shirt, jeans, shorts. That's it.
Okay. Did you bring a computer with you?
No.
No?
I have a tablet, but it's very old, so I don't use it. I just have it.
Okay. That's a long trip.
I know.
So you're telling me that...
I know what it sounds like.
You're telling me that you drove
for
64 hours...
For 15 grams of weed.
For $100 worth of weed.
I know what it sounds like. I know it does.
I think we need to talk about what happened in Grover.
I understand you gave me my rights when I first came here.
Yeah.
I understand. I think you can understand why I was hesitant, why I didn't say I was in California, because I'm crossing state lines with weed.
Is that really the thing that you think I'm here for?
No. You're not here for the weed. I understand that.
You understand that I talked to you about your mom being killed and asked you for your help to explain to me when the last time you saw your mom was. But I didn't see my mom. If this story you just told me is true,
yeah,
you would have told me that.
No, because
correct?
No.
Why?
Because I am crossing state lines. First of all, it makes me a suspect that I was in California and I drove 60 hours for 15 grams of weed.
Okay.
It's more than that. A little bit more.
Okay. So when I go to that dispensary or I check any dispensaries in LA, I'm going to find that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I could, if we go to my house, I could show you the canisters. It has the...
I don't care about the canisters.
Okay.
There's going to be video of you.
Sure, yeah. The reason I can't say this is because I am crossing state lines, multiple state lines. That's a federal offense. I will get in a lot of trouble for that. If I told you that, even if it was not related, I would still get in trouble for that.
Why?
Because I'm breaking a law.
What law are you breaking?
Crossing state lines with marijuana.
That's a law?
I mean, yes it is.
Okay. I'm asking. I
No,
don't know.
it is.
I don't work
It
those
is.
kind of laws.
It is.
Okay.
I had a friend who got in trouble going from Colorado back to California.
Okay. What did you do with your mom's phone?
I never saw my mom, so I never saw her phone. I never saw my mom that day.
Okay.
What
happened with the dog?
I don't know. I didn't see the dog. I didn't get out of the car that day. Like, when I drove by her house, I didn't get out of the car. First of all, I don't have the dog. I didn't hurt the dog. I didn't see the dog. I didn't see the dog. I didn't see my mom.
Mm.
And I'm wearing the clothes that with the exception of the shirt.
All these are the same clothes you went there when you killed her?
Yes. No, I didn't kill my mom. No. These are the clothes that I wore to California. I didn't see my mom that day.
What happened when you went to her house later that day?
I drove to her place down Main Street, and then I circled twice, saw a guy in a pickup truck washing his car. He lives there, I'm assuming. Then I went back to the Main Street, and then you know how at the end of the Main Street it goes to the beach?
Mm-hmm.
Sat there for a little bit, called her. She didn't pick up, called her a couple of times. She said she was running errands. She eventually picked up. Mm-hmm. She said she was going to be home later that evening. And then I drove home. I literally drove home.
Okay.
And it's
you know your phone goes back to her, that area by her house. You know your phone doesn't leave then, right?
Okay. Yeah, because I was on the phone. I called her. And I talked to her.
Yeah.
Yeah. I understand that.
And you went back to her house.
No, I didn't. No, I literally left. After I spoke to her, I drove away. Away from Grover Beach, that is.
Oh, yeah. After
No.
you killed her.
No.
Do you think Hannah knows?
She knows about my mom. She doesn't know about the marijuana or the California trip.
Okay. What do you think she's going to think about that?
As obvious, people are going to start making assumptions.
Okay. Like what?
Like adding 2 plus 2 together. California and then what she read on the news.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what do you think she's going to think then?
She's not going to think that I did that. But she's going to make assumptions.
Okay.
And I assume when like you guys show up there to take the backpack or to take my clothes or to look around to see if I have a third dog, which I do not. Here's what I don't understand.
Okay.
So, okay, I get it. Like I lied about going to California. I understand that. Obviously, that makes me a suspect. What you didn't ask me is, and you did, but I can't give you an answer because there is literally no answers why I would do such a thing. I have no financial reasons. I never had a bad relationship with my mom. I mean, like you have arguments with family members, but that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing that escalates to such a point. There's really no reason. Absolutely no reason. I have no criminal record. I've never done anything bad in my life, with the exception of like getting detention in high school or whatever. But I don't have and parking tickets. But that's it. So it doesn't make sense for me to go from 0 to 60 overnight.
I agree. And your childhood was not great.
No, it was great. I had a lot of good friends. It was just not great because it's not like the iconic childhood.
Okay.
Dad, mom, house, picket fence, dog, that sort of thing.
Okay.
It was not terrible. No, it was just not great because like she always worried about bills.
Mm-hmm.
So.
What are you going to do with the money that you received from your mom's properties and estate, life insurance?
I don't even know if she has life insurance. I don't know what she has. I don't know because I know you inherit debt as well. I really don't know. That's something I would have to talk to a financial aid about.
Okay. What am I going to see on your internet browsing history?
Weird questions or weird things that Hannah and I talk about medically, about animals.
Like what?
Like she's a medical student. You know, we talk about a lot of weird things like some of her patients. Okay, I know what you're going for. Nothing murder related.
Go through,
Yeah.
you know, your trip back from California.
Look, let's just. Okay, I understand you have evidence. If you have the videos, you have the videos.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just let the jury decide. Okay, let's just do that.
Well, let me tell you
because
this.
Here's the thing, Casey. Here's the thing. Let me tell you what's going to happen here because I already know what will. You're asking me questions about my PC, about my shoes.
Stop.
May I just 1 minute?
Okay.
You're asking questions about my PC, about my phone, about my shoes. You're gonna go to my house. That's fine. Whatever.
Right.
I already told you where the marijuana is. You're gonna talk to Hannah, that sort of thing. And you know what? She's in med school. She doesn't have to deal with this shit. So even if you, at the very end, you find out that I did not do this, right? The whole, my relationship is done with her. It's already been established at this point because you have to do your job. And I'm not blaming you. Okay? Here's the code. Give me a pair of pants. I'll give you these. And then whatever happens, happens. Okay? But in the end, I already know that I didn't do anything to my mom. And that'll be established eventually. If it's not, I don't know what to say. But I didn't do anything. Okay? And I don't want to waste my time and your time here. Let's just...
Did you name Athena?
Yeah, I did. And then my mom changed her name because it doesn't even matter. Let's just do this. Because you know what?
Well, to me, what matters is...
I know what matters. You're trying to get to a motive, but there is no motive here.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay, listen to me for a minute.
This whole thing, it's not only just that my mom died, but now my whole life is gonna be just fucking, just by the news, by you guys saying that didn't leak that story. Give me a break. Okay, and now you're gonna go through my stuff and my girlfriend's belongings and stuff? Jesus Christ, it's gonna ruin her. Okay? All because, and you're gonna find out, you're gonna find out, okay? But in the end, it doesn't affect you. I could move on. It's not a big deal. There's a million fish out there, but damn, man.
Well, listen, Levente.
Sure.
Here's the deal, is I don't want your girlfriend to think this. Because there's only two things you said when it comes down to it.
Yeah.
Okay? We have all this evidence showing
Dude, what else do you want from me?
Listen. What I want is you to listen for a second.
I'm listening.
Okay. There's two things, Levente, that I know. Okay?
Yeah.
One, it's not about who did it. Okay? I know you did it. But here's what like the jury's gonna see, or Hannah's gonna see, more importantly, is you either, one, you're a cold-blooded killer who has no remorse and killed your mom, planned it, did it. Or two, something would happen there when you went to see your mom that I don't know about, that you cannot fill in. And that's the only thing that the jury or Hannah needs to know about you.
No, because...
You understand that?
I do.
So,
I do.
are you a cold-blooded killer? Or did something else happen in the house?
I never...
What else happened in the house then?
I never saw...
No, that's we're past that, Levente.
Are
All
we?
right, we are.
How are we past that?
We're way past that.
Prove it to me.
I'm telling you, I've already proved it, okay, that you did this. Okay?
No, you haven't.
Okay. To me, Levente, you need to be able to explain this. Because no one else is going to understand. You're the only one who can give us that part.
Look, Casey, I told you, there's no reason for me to hurt my mom. Okay? You want to brand me as a cold-blooded killer?
I don't want to brand you as
or the jury? Fine, but we'll see. But you don't have the evidence.
Did something else happen there?
No, because I didn't see my mom. I did not see her, like, face to face, like, interact with her. I did not see her that week. I wanted to surprise her. I wanted to tell her in person that she is going to have a daughter-in-law.
And did you tell her that?
No, because I didn't see her. I was going to tell her in person. She's been having a tough time with her neighbors. So I wanted to give her some happiness for once. And I wanted to tell her. Not over the phone, face to face. And then tell her, look, why don't you take a week off or something like that in December so you could come to Florida and meet her parents?
I've watched the videos with my own eyes. I've looked at all the cell phone tower data. I've looked at all the license plate reader.
Yeah.
I've watched her apartment complex. There's video all around it.
I'm not denying.
Okay, and you go in that house. You go in that house on video.
I don't.
You do.
I do not.
The fact that we know all these things. How do you think I knew about you leaving with a dog? How do you think I knew about...
Because you showed me a video of some guy leaving with a dog.
No, I saw another video of you going in. Okay? There's no doubt in my mind you were in that house. Tell me what happened in the house that night. Maybe it's something different than what I think.
Nothing happened.
What happened in the house?
Nothing happened because I didn't go in the house. I didn't see my mom.
You parked up the street, okay, and you walked down to the house. And then afterwards, you walked back up to your Jeep, and you get in your Jeep and you drive. And you leave the area at about 11 p.m., okay? You get rid of her or turn her mom's phone off right after that, okay? So her phone goes with you, with your Cricket phone and your other phone. We're communicating with towers right from her house, okay? You took her phone with you.
I didn't, because I didn't see my mom. I didn't go in the house that day. Look, I'm not in denial.
Okay.
Okay, I'm not like I don't have dual personalities or anything like that. I'm telling you.
Do you understand that the story you gave me about driving 64 hours across country
I know what's
to buy marijuana, $100 worth?
I know.
Do you understand how ridiculous that sounds?
I do know.
So then you should understand. You're a smart guy.
I do know. No, I understand you completely. And the thing is, like, I can't say anything otherwise.
No, listen to the rest of it.
Okay.
You bought a prepaid burner phone from Best Buy so you can make this trip to contact your mom. I want you to tell me what each thing means.
Okay. Burner phone, traveling across California, lying about the trip to a detective, not telling anybody about it, including girlfriend, $100 weed, and then visiting mom's house. I know what it looks like. A phone, that's weird. Like, why isn't he just calling from his phone? Oh, probably he knows that. Cell towers. And I think I already mentioned how I know the cell towers work. So that's established. Traveling across the country and not telling anyone. That's weird. Why doesn't he tell anybody? Okay, he has a mission or a plan. Visiting mom's house without telling her or telling anybody. That's also weird. I know what it looks like, Casey.
Okay.
But the thing is,
all that by itself would be weird, except for the time that you went there.
I know.
We find your mom in there. I know. Okay. No. If there's some other reason that I don't know about, other than you're just being a cold-blooded killer, you can tell me that.
From 0 to 100?
Yeah, it happens. I've been doing this job a long time. It happens to everyone. People make mistakes. People get frustrated. People get angry. People need things in their lives that they don't have. So there's a lot of reasons people go from 0 to 100.
You've been to my mom's house. There's nothing I need in there. Even the promise ring. Like, I don't care about that. I did not go in the house. I didn't.
How can you say that? How can you sit here and tell me that when I know different? How can you sit here and tell me that?
Because...
Do you know how ridiculous that sounds?
Because
That's ridiculous. That won't make sense to anybody else either. Do you understand that? The only thing that's going to make sense is if you can help explain what happened in there.
I can't, because I didn't go in. I can't tell you what happened if it didn't happen, correct? I can't.
You're choosing not to because it did happen.
No, it didn't.
Levente, that's not a question for me. I have no question about that. I want to know why.
I had a very good relationship with my mom. Very good.
Up till that day. And other people told me that actually you were fairly rude to her sometimes. Okay, so that's why I'm trying to get understanding.
Rude in what sense? Like she calls me 9:30 and I have to tell her I have to go, I can't talk to you. That's not rude. I never swore at my mom. I mean, I never said any bad word in front of her except maybe like not directed at her. Like, I would say a bad word, but not like fuck or anything like that. I would say like, oh, that's dumb, but I was never rude to her.
Well,
okay, I don't know who's saying this.
They listened to you talking to her on several occasions, and they do say you were actually very rude and did cuss. And that's what I don't want everyone to think at the end of the day, that you're some cruel guy to your mother.
Oh my God.
I need you to help me explain what happened so we don't think that, because that's what we have to think right now.
I can't help.
That's what we have to think right now. How did your Jeep get right there? How did the other burner phone you bought get there?
Because both phones were in the car and I drove by her house.
Okay.
Yes.
At what time?
Afternoon, and then late afternoon.
Right. At 11 at night?
No. I left long before then.
Well, your cell phones didn't.
4 words. That is the whole answer. Levente has spent over an hour with a response for everything. The burner phone, the road trip, the license plates, the surveillance footage, a story layered on top of a story layered on top of a story. And the detective ends it with 4 words. Your cell phones didn't. Because Levente could lie about where he was. He could lie about what he did, but he could not make his phones lie. The towers recorded every mile. And somewhere in Arizona, before Athena's body was even found, his iPad connected to a McDonald's Wi-Fi and searched for his own name next to the word murder. That is not a coincidence. That is a man who killed his mother and drove home wondering if anyone had found her yet.
You have my phone. You're, I don't know, downloading it right now. You'll see that it's...
Okay. Well, we'll look at it. Maybe that'll explain something.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me go see if it's done.
Look, can we just please continue the conversation? I know you're going outside, taking a break, that sort of thing. Okay, I already said let's just speed up.
I gave your phone to my technician that can download it.
Okay, let's just speed up this process. Okay.
Do you not want to look at your phone? To help explain what's on there?
No, because you're gonna leave the. I've seen enough TV to know what happens. Okay, you're gonna leave the room. You're gonna let me sit here, vegetate in my own thoughts, that sort of thing. I can't go to the bathroom. Can't drink water. It's gonna pass 24 hours. That sort of thing. I'm not. You say I'm smart, but come on. I know some of these tricks because I've seen TV. Okay.
Okay. You obviously thought a lot about this.
No, well, yeah, because you left the room for like half an hour, and I have to think here, and I have to sit here and think, what else is he gonna do?
Okay, do you want to look at your phone with me?
If you want, sure.
You might be able to explain things, and that's why I asked.
Whatever you want.
Do you know you?
Okay, I'm. You know, since we've talked on the phone, I have been very forthcoming with everything. Forthcoming, except the California trip. I'm forthcoming about my clothes right now.
Okay.
Okay. I just want to push and help in whatever way I can, just expedite the whole thing.
Let's go. Let me go see if your phone's done, and I'll bring it in here and we can look at it. That might help expedite.
All right. Just take me to California or whatever is going to happen. Okay, let's just do the whole thing.
You stay here. I'm going to go get it.
Okay.
What do you owe money to the IRS for?
Pardon?
What do you owe money to the IRS for?
When I got stipends from Paul in 2010 to 2015, the attorneys informed me that they were tax-free, but they were not. I'm not going to use my fingerprints on there and start comparing.
What other information is there on your cell phone that we have that's going to be helpful to explain anything?
Nothing. Nothing that I can think of.
Okay.
Nothing for you, nothing for me. Like in my defense, and nothing that could incriminate me. In neither of those things.
Okay.
You've already made a stance of where you are with this whole thing. That I'm a cold-blooded killer, or you're trying to narrow down like why I did this. But I didn't do any of those things. I did not hurt my mom. I'm not a killer. I've never done anything like that before, ever. Okay? Nothing. And you know what? I'm not going to start dragging other people into this. I'm not. Because already, just what I'm imagining right now is that you already have a bunch of cops at my girlfriend's and my house going through our shit. And she's going to come home after a long day of work. She wants to play with the pups. And guess what? She's going to come home to that. Okay? And she doesn't deserve that. She doesn't. That's why I've been so forthcoming with the whole thing. No, I don't have that. I don't have that. Because it's this. No, it's not this. I don't have that. I just have the property titles.
That's at your house.
I only have the property titles.
You're saying
I don't have any will or testament. I don't have that.
That's at your house.
I don't have that. I don't have that. I don't have that. I'm telling you right now, I don't have it.
They told me they just found this in your
I don't have that. I really do not have that. I only have property titles. Are you ever going to show me that picture or that video of me walking into my mom's house?
Is that what it would take for you to tell me the truth?
I'm curious because
would you tell me the truth if I showed you that?
Well, you've mentioned.
Would you tell me the truth?
You've mentioned a lot of evidence, but you've never shown me anything except the Google,
Would you tell me the truth if I showed it to you? I mean, is that what it takes?
Is this a psychiatry thing, going back and forth with questions? I'm asking you. Are you ever going to show it? It's either yes or no. It's not a question back. That's what I'm asking.
What if I showed it to you?
Same thing.
What would you say?
You just showed.
What would you say?
Well, I gotta see it. I don't know. I have to.
Why would you have to see it? You know.
Because no, I don't. Because you're telling me this. You're telling me you have so much evidence of this and that, but you haven't shown me anything except the map and the cell phone. I didn't go to my mom's house. Prove it to me. Just please prove it to me. Because
and then what?
I don't know. I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
What do you mean?
Then you would tell me what happened?
This is a psychology thing.
It's not.
Or this is like a psychology meet where you ask one question and then a psychiatrist or psychologist ask a question back, and it just goes question. Nothing gets done.
Let me go see if your phone's done.
I'm just asking. Look, Casey,
Why would you believe that?
I can't give you what you want if I don't have it.
When you have it, you just choosing not to tell me. This is a choice you've made. Okay? The choice you made to kill your mother.
No, I didn't.
The choice you're making
Kill my mother.
to come up with these bizarre stories that make zero sense.
Wait, but how are they bizarre? Did your team at least found the weed?
See, and that the things you focus on
Yes.
are just silly.
Okay, they're silly. But was she dead on the day I arrived, or
She was dead when you killed her. You did.
I didn't kill her?
Okay, Levente.
Yes.
So, unless there's anything further that you want to talk to me about and be honest about, I think we're done. Is there anything you want to tell me? Now's your opportunity.
No, I have nothing else to say.
Okay. Why don't you go ahead and stand up and take your jacket off for me? I want to place you under arrest for the murder of your mother.
In December 2019, 1 year after Athena Valentini was found dead in her home, Levente Lazar was convicted of first-degree murder with the special circumstance of financial gain. He was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. The jury deliberated for just a few hours. Detective Neal described Levente as a pathological liar and a remorseless psychopath. And he was right. Throughout this entire interrogation, Levente called the detective by his first name. He talked about his stock portfolio and his student loans and his girlfriend's medical school. He had an explanation for everything: the burner phone, the road trip, the license plates, the surveillance footage. Every single piece of evidence had a story attached to it, until it didn't. He drove 3,500 kilometers to kill his mother for an inheritance he desperately needed. He searched for news about her murder before her body was even found. And then he sat across from a detective and wished him a good day. Athena Valentini was 64 years old. She had fled Hungary as a young mother to give her son a better life. She worked as a prison nurse. She was planning to retire. Her friends said she had a big personality and loved to dance. Her last voicemail to her friend Cheryl ended with her laughing. Cheryl said that's what they always did. Athena had no other family in the United States. There was no funeral, no burial. Her son, her only family, was the one who killed her. And her dog was never found.